One day, for no particular reason, I decided to go for a little walk. So, I walked down to the end of the road, and when I got there, I thought maybe I'd walk across town. And when I got there, I figured maybe I'd walk to the end of Greenbow County. And when I got there, I decided I'd walk 100 miles for 7 days just for the challenge of it. And this is what I found out from all that walking. What does it take to walk 100 miles in a week? It averages out to about 14.3 miles per day. For me, this is about 31,000 steps each day. Now obviously this is a challenge and not something you're likely to maintain day after day, but heck, that's what makes this a challenge. It's difficult. I can get in about 1,000 steps in 8 minutes, so it comes out to a little over 4 hours of continuous walking each day. So here's a quick rundown of how I did each day. On day 1, I was able to get in 32,896 steps. This equaled 15.27 miles. On day 2, I got in 37,108 steps for a total of 17.22 miles. Day 3 started out wet and nasty, which unfortunately meant most of my walking was going to have to take place inside. This involved me walking around the house and running in place. Luckily though, the weather cleared up later that day and I was able to get outside for a bit. Well guys, it's at the end of day 3 and I just wanted to check in because today I just set a personal best. Over 40,000 steps in one day. In order to complete this, I basically started at 9:30 this morning and have been moving continuously until 8:30. It feels so good to sit down. My feet and my calves hurt so bad. I even lost my little toenail. Anyway, I'm over halfway there. I just hit the 51 mile mark and it feels so good to be completing this challenge. And it has been a challenge. It requires a lot of effort. The bad news is tomorrow starts the work week and the only thing I can do is keep on moving. On day 4, I got in 31,137 steps for a total of 14.45 miles. Day 5 netted me 31,043 steps and another 14.39 miles. Come day 6, my body was wearing down, but I still got in 30,249 steps, equaling 14.29 miles. And finally, day 7, I punished my already sore body and got in 30,144 steps, totaling 14.44 miles.
Quiet, he's gonna say something.
I'm pretty tired now. I think I'll go home. And just like that, my week of walking 100 miles was over. And now it's time for me to show you the results. In 7 days, I walked 234,007 steps for a grand total of 109.32 miles, or about 176 kilometers. According to my Fitbit, I burnt 32,943 calories in these 7 days. My basal metabolic rate, the amount of calories my body burns every day just to keep itself alive, is about 1,829 calories a day. This means that the extra activity of walking primarily burned 20,140 calories. While walking, my heart rate typically stayed between the range of 109 to 129 beats per minute. According to the numbers, my Fitbit had me burning about 86 calories for every 1,000 steps that I took. I started out with a weight of 196.8 pounds and finished the 7 days with a weight of 192.6 pounds for a total weight loss of 4.2 pounds. My body fat percentage also decreased by 0.9%. My calves also saw some minor growth, growing about 1/4 of an inch when compared to the end results from my recent video, Calf Raises for 30 Days. You've probably heard of runner's high before, where after running a runner's body releases endorphins, which causes a state of euphoria. Walking had kind of the same effect for me. Kind of a walker's high, if you will. Before I started this challenge, my resting heart rate averaged at 66 beats per minute, and at the end of the 7 days, that number had lowered to 61 beats per minute. My blood pressure had also improved slightly, going from 122/88 to 117/82. And finally, something that I found most interesting. I've grown an inch. I've always been 5'10" for years. My back began to hurt though from all this walking, and when I looked it up, I found that walking strengthens your spine, and in effect can make you slightly taller. Sure enough, when I measured my height, I'm now 5'11". I actually don't know if this occurred over this week though or not, since I don't normally measure my height. But I do try to make it a point to get at least 15,000 steps in every day for the last year and a half. Either way, at 35 years old, I grew 1 inch recently. Well, guys, that's all I have for you in this one. I gotta tell you, it feels so good to finally sit down and rest. It is punishing putting that many miles on your body in such a short amount of time. It was a difficult challenge just for the sheer amount of time that it took, but it was a fun one. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.